Conviction of Assad regime officials in landmark Paris trial, a triumph for international justice. In a landmark trial that has reverberated across the globe, a French court has delivered a resounding verdict, sentencing 3 high-ranking Syrian officials of Bashar al-Assad's regime to life imprisonment in absentia for crimes against humanity and war crimes. Ali Mamlouk, head of the Syrian Secret Services and security advisor to Assad, Jamil Hassan, former head of Syrian Air Force intelligence, and Abdel Salam Mahmoud, intelligence director at the notorious Mezzeh detention center, have been found guilty of complicity in the arrest, torture, and death of Franco-Syrian father and son, Patrick and Mazzen Dabbagh. This verdict sends a clear and unequivocal message that the long arm of international justice can reach even the highest echelons of power. The court has ordered that international arrest warrants against these individuals remain in force, signaling an unwavering commitment to holding perpetrators of such heinous crimes accountable. For the families of the countless Syrians who have endured the horrors of Assad's regime, this verdict offers a glimmer of hope and justice. It acknowledges the immeasurable suffering inflicted upon them and demonstrates that those responsible will not escape the consequences of their actions. Mamlouk, 78, Hassan, 72, and Mahmoud, in his early 60s, have been charged specifically with involvement in the disappearance and death of Patrick Dabbagh, a 20-year-old art student, and his father, Mazzen, 48, a senior education advisor. In November 2013, Patrick was arrested from his home in Damascus and taken to the Mezzeh detention center, a notorious facility under the control of the Syrian Air Force Intelligence Service, where inmates have been subjected to systematic torture and abuse. His father, Mazzen, was apprehended the following day. Despite the family's desperate inquiries, no information regarding their fate was forthcoming. In 2018, they received the grim news that both Patrick and Mazzen had died, but no cause of death was provided, and their bodies were never recovered. During the 7-year investigation leading up to the trial, judges from France's Special War Crimes Tribunal concluded that it was sufficiently established that Patrick and Mazzen, along with countless other detainees held by Air Force intelligence, endured torture of such severity that it resulted in their deaths. The public prosecutor presented a compelling case, arguing that the events surrounding the disappearance and demise of the father and son were part of a broader pattern of systematic repression carried out by Assad's regime. She accused the accused of being architects of this system, implementing a repressive state policy at the highest levels of the hierarchy. Clemence Bechtart, representing the Dabbagh family and the International Federation for Human Rights, FIDH, emphasized that these crimes are not relics of the past. At least 2 of the 3 accused in the disappearance and death of Patrick and Mazzen Dabbagh are still in high post in the Syrian state apparatus, she stated. The trial exposed the horrors inflicted at the Mezzeh Center, where children as young as 10 and adults alike were subjected to unimaginable torture. Witnesses provided harrowing accounts of the appalling conditions and the brutal tactics employed by the interrogators. This case, brought before France's Special War Crimes Tribunal by FIDH, the Human Rights League of France, and the Syrian Center for Media and Freedom of Expression, underscores the unwavering commitment of European nations to prosecute crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide under the principle of universal jurisdiction. This principle empowers nations to try perpetrators regardless of their nationality or the location of the crimes, ensuring that those responsible for such atrocities do not escape justice. While trials of Syrians have taken place in the Netherlands, Germany, and Sweden, the French trial marks the first time that such high-ranking figures close to Assad have been held accountable. The Syrian conflict, which began as pro-democracy protests in 2011 and spiraled into a devastating civil war, has witnessed the systematic torture and death of an estimated 15,000 Syrians at the hands of intelligence officials. According to the Syrian Network for Human Rights, over 230,000 civilians, including 30,000 children, have lost their lives in this brutal conflict. Despite efforts to rehabilitate Assad's image in the Arab world, including invitations to Arab League summits and meetings with regional leaders, the French court's verdict has dealt a significant blow to his regime's attempts to whitewash its past. In November 2022, France issued an international arrest warrant for Assad himself for his alleged use of chemical weapons against civilians. 3 others, including his brother Mar, were also indicted for their involvement in 2 sarin gas attacks in 2013 that claimed the lives of over 1,000 people, many of them children. The landmark verdict in the Paris trial sends a clear message that international justice will not be deterred by powerful figures or political expediency. Perpetrators of such heinous crimes will be held accountable, regardless of their position or the passage of time. It is a testament to the resilience and determination of the Syrian people and a beacon of hope for victims of atrocities around the world. The pursuit of justice will continue unabated, ensuring that those who commit unspeakable acts of violence against humanity will face the consequences of their actions.